We are well into the summer season, and a lot of people are heading outside to soak up the sun or beat the heat in some of the rivers and lakes here in the Treasure Valley. But St. Luke's Children's Pediatrics Center says they have seen an increase in injuries related to summer fun and recreation. Our Hector Mendoza is here now to tell us the reason for the spike and what kinds of injuries these kids have suffered. Hector?
Yeah, Doug, I spoke with a pediatric doctor and a paramedic, and they say that this time of year they see more water-related injuries as people look for ways to beat the heat. Now that summer is in full swing, many paramedics for St. Luke's Children's Hospital say they've received lots of calls for recreational injuries.
We see a huge increase in pediatric emergencies through this time period. We looked back and we've seen about 200 cases over the last 3 months.
Those injuries include falls from bikes or horses, ATV accidents, and heat-related illnesses. But according to medical officials for St. Luke's, one of the things that they see the most of during the summertime are calls for drownings.
We tend to see a lot more water-related injuries during the summer as people are out on boats and swimming pools.
According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Idaho is in the top 10 for drownings in the U.S.
Which is just kind of a crazy thing because we're not surrounded by water, and so you wouldn't think of Idaho as having high numbers of drownings, but we do have a lot of water here.
But it's not just lakes and rivers that doctors see some of these children drown in.
So we do see it in lakes, we see it in canals, we see it in rivers, we see it in pools, and I mean even bathtubs with young children. So it happens in all bodies of water.
Medical professionals say the best way to keep children safe and to prevent drownings is supervision.
So knowing what type of water you're around and how long you're going to be there and your own swimming ability.
Drowning-related injuries are generally pretty preventable, and I think the most important part there is that family members or friends are aware of their surroundings and looking out for those little ones who might not be aware of the risks related to open water.
Medical officials also mentioned another lifeline that would really help.
Anytime there's any movement of the water, I always recommend life jackets because you can be an excellent swimmer and still be carried away from the water.
But there are also other ways to minimize the chances of a child drowning, and Dr. Allison Gauthier says swimming lessons are a good option. Kirsten Cedarberg, general manager at Goldfish Swim School in Boise, agrees.
Your sweet spot for kids, taking in a lot, learning, being able to really propel themselves through the water, I would say is about 3 to 7.
Cedarberg says it helps to get kids familiar with water before they develop a fear of water. St. Luke's also mentioned another big cause of injuries they've seen recently are head injuries from bike, scooter, and ATV accidents. And the main issue was many of the patients didn't have helmets, which of course can help prevent or minimize serious injuries.
Yeah, the helmets are so crucial for this. Hector, thank you so much.